Do you think about Dad much?
Yes, I do. Why do you ask?
I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about him lately. I mean, it's so weird. He's been gone so long.
Yes, he has. But why would you be thinking about him?
I don't know. Just, you know, popped into my head. I mean, gosh, it was like 1981. You know?
Yeah, what's that, 28 years ago?
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, I remember that you used to blame me for his death. You said,
yeah.
Mom, if you had taken him to the doctor the way you took us to the doctor, he wouldn't have gotten sick and he
Well,
wouldn't have died.
that that's what I thought. I mean, he never went to the doctor. You know, you
I
took us
know.
all the time, and I truly believed it. I didn't think that.
Yeah, but you know that we couldn't have prevented what happened. He did go to the doctor on a regular basis.
I know. I just when I yeah,
Well, the
I
other thing is that they didn't do colonoscopies then the way they do now, and they didn't find it, and we all missed him and continue to miss him.
yeah,
He was the love of my life, sweetheart. He was.
yeah. I don't know if I'll find somebody like that, but yeah,
Well, it would be nice if you did, and I don't think everybody does. I don't think everybody finds someone so special, someone who is just so special. Um,
I'm too busy for that anyway.
it could happen anyhow. It could happen when you least expect it. You never know. I met your dad at a conference. I wasn't thinking about getting married. I wasn't thinking about anybody. I was busy with my career, and there he was. And it happened immediately. You know, we were walking next to each other as strangers, didn't know one another, and by accident he brushed up against me, and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I looked up, and I said, "Oh, you don't have to be sorry." And I felt something right away. He
Really?
did too. Yes.
I don't know about that.
But it worked out. I mean, I think those things really, it happened to me. I think those things really do happen.
Yeah, I'm at conferences all the time. I don't know that they happen like that, but man, I
I was
wish.
just lucky. I know it was just luck. But I only had him for 10 years.
Yeah, I wish we didn't lose him so soon.
Well, nothing we could do.
Yeah.
So, tell me about your work.
It's going well. I mean, with the economy the way it is now, it's great to be a CPA. You know, everybody's worried about where their money's going, where they can save a little bit more, trying to make sure they don't get themselves in trouble. So yeah, it's pretty great to have the skills I have right now.
Good for you.
So yeah, I can't complain.
Good for you. You'll be able to take care of yourself. That's something your dad used to say. He used to tell me how he wanted his girls to have a career that they could fall back on so they'd always be able to take care of themselves. I know you were too young to remember him saying that, but that
Yeah.
was important to him.
Yeah, I'm pretty self-sufficient. I don't really need anybody.
Yeah, you always have been.
I think I'm good. Money's not a problem.
Good for you. Well, it's it's an aggravation to have to worry about it. And you know, my dad said to me too when I was a little girl, Donna, when you grow up, have a career so that you can take care of yourself. But my career didn't turn out to be such a remunerative career like yours.
Mom, is that your way of asking for money?
No, Maureen.
Are
Do
you
it.
sure you're fine?
Yes, yes. Are you saying, Maureen, that if I ever need money, I can come to you? Is that
Well,
what you're saying?
yeah, but right now you just stability is good and I mean with your MS, there could be bills, and I mean, what you do is great. It doesn't really bring in enough cash, and if
What are you saying?
well, maybe I mean maybe you could get a second job or something.
Are you
If
kidding?
you're
Are you kidding?
well, I mean, if you don't need money right now, but you should probably be saving. I mean, think about the economy the way it is. Anything that's going well, you need to save and think about and plan for. And I don't know how everything's going with your career and if it's lucrative enough. And
Well, um, you're right, Maureen. I don't make as much money as I would like. Um, and, you know, you've told me in the past, why don't I get a part-time job? Could we just table that discussion, because I'm not going to do that. I don't know what I would do, and I'm going to try to do the best I can with what I have. And if you're so concerned that when the time comes up, can I come to you for money?
yeah, of course. I mean, it's fine. I'm fine. LA's lots of money, you know. I don't know about the city, but plenty of money. And I'm saving it. I'm not living extravagantly or anything, so it's fine.
All right. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
You're on your own.
Great.
So, you know, I talk to your brother and sister every week, as I do with you.
Are they okay?
Well, that's the thing. They say to
Yeah.
me, how come you don't return their phone calls when they call you, or you
They
don't
call me
them?
in the middle of the day. I mean, Debbie calls me when she thinks that I might be at lunch, but I usually have lunch meetings with people. I mean, it's important. My clients like to take me out to lunch so that we can talk about things. They feel like it's a more casual atmosphere. I always get calls from her then, and I know she's trying to be nice, but it's just frustrating. And then with the time zone, when I'm finally off work, it's too late to call her back.
Okay. Could you email her and tell her that you aren't ignoring her call, that you're just busy?
Yeah, I'm not ignoring her. I'll do that.
She's
That's
more
fine.
sensitive than you are, so it hurts her feelings.
I know, sweet Debbie.
Yes, sweet Debbie.
Sweet Debbie, silent David.
Yeah, well,
How's
David hasn't
David?
complained. David hasn't complained that you haven't talked, because he doesn't care much about talking either.
I know, yeah.
So when I call him, essentially, I'm bugging him. He doesn't want to talk to anybody. But I'm sorry that you haven't had a chance to meet his girlfriend.
Well, every time I'm out there, she never seems to be around. I mean, you'd think he'd plan to maybe have us go out to dinner or something.
Oh, that's why.
I mean, I thought he might have been hiding her from me. I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting. That's David. No, she's a very nice girl. She's very much like he is. She's a physicist too. Maybe she's just too private. Maybe, who knows?
Have
But
you met her?
I have. I've been to Phoenix. I met her. She's a very nice girl.
Maybe he's keeping her from me.
Maybe. I don't know what it is, but I'll ask him.
Some of his girlfriends used to be scared of me.
Why do you think that was?
I don't know. I think they thought I was too aggressive.
Oh,
Or I threatened them.
oh.
I mean, I didn't think that at the time. Just looking back, that probably I'm very different than most of his girlfriends tended to be.
Oh, yes. They're very quiet. They are very private and very quiet and very studious. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll meet her next time.
Maybe.
Or if he ever comes out to LA. He never tends to get out that way.
No, I know. He's not likely to leave where he is.
Yeah.
So let's go back again to what you said about your dad, that you're missing your dad. Why
It's weird, Mom.
now? Why?
I just think he and I might see eye to eye on certain things that have been going on. And I don't really know anybody like that I can talk to.
Are you saying that you feel like you could trust your dad at this time with something because he'd understand it and I won't.
Well, not, yeah, I mean, not that you won't. I just think that he and I would have similar views on things. I think that we're more
Maureen,
similar.
about what?
It's nothing.
You brought up you're thinking about Dad. I feel like I'm talking to a client now. I feel like I'm trying to bring something out of you that you're reluctant to talk about.
Well, I mean, if sometimes you and I just approach things differently, and
Yes.
and I think he and I sometimes need somebody that's on my side. I mean, Debbie is a little more similar to you, and she's understanding, and I think I was more similar to Dad, and he's not here. And if I know I'm grown up now, it's not your fault that Dad died. It's just sometimes if things could have been different, he might have been here.
Right. Maureen, what's going on? Are you in some kind of trouble?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Just not feeling that great lately.
What's the matter?
Stomach stuff. It's such a pain with the conference. I have to get up and sneak out of rooms every now and then because I'm not feeling so hot. But it's fine.
Have you seen a doctor?
Yeah, it's fine.
What do you mean it's fine? You've seen a doctor? Wait a minute. I don't believe you, sweetie.
It's just
so what's
acid
going on?
reflux or something. Maybe I don't know.
Then you take some pills for it. The doctor did a test, and you're taking pills for it, and it's okay.
Well, we haven't gotten that far yet. They think it's just a little indigestion that maybe Tums can take care of or something.
Does Tums take care of it?
Not really. Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I'll forget I brought it up. So, tell me more about this girlfriend.
Let's see. This is obviously something serious, and you don't want to tell me. What's going on, Maureen? I'm your mother.
I'm pregnant.
Good. That's what you wanted. You wanted it.
Yeah.
You told me I should have thought of that. You told me you wanted to have artificial insemination, and you're pregnant.
Right. Well,
What's the matter?
it didn't go exactly as planned, and I'm not sure you would be too happy about how it happened. I didn't have the artificial insemination. I was going to see the doctor, and they were giving me
Maureen?
the
Maureen,
what?
were you raped?
No, I didn't think of that one. No. I'm so while I was preparing to do the artificial insemination, I met someone, and we went out for a while. And
Nice guy?
yeah, he's a nice guy, good looking.
Okay.
He's really
okay.
smart.
Okay.
But he's a consultant. He's well rounded. He plays sports. He likes golf. You'd think we'd have a lot in common, and we kind of do.
What about this do you think I
But-
wouldn't like or understand?
I broke up with him,
Oh.
and I didn't tell him I was pregnant.
Oh, I see.
So it's kind of like artificial insemination, you know? I mean,
Please,
except
Maureen.
I know exactly what he's like. I know a lot more about him than I
please.
would a test tube, and so
Why
I
did-
think that's probably going to be the way it is.
Maureen, why did you break up with him?
I mean, he was great, but he just was kind of clingy, and I didn't have time. And I knew if he found out I was pregnant, he would propose. And I am not ready for that. And, you know, we saw each other for a while, but I don't have time for him in my life. I do have time for a baby. We talked about this. I planned it. I knew this is what I wanted, but I didn't have
Yes.
time for a husband.
Oh my gosh, Maureen. Oh my gosh. The
See-
baby has a father, and you're not going to tell the father that he's got a child, or the child that the child has a father living in LA?
See, I knew you would do this. This is why if Dad were here,
You think Dad would think that's okay? Are you kidding?
Dad would understand.
Oh,
It's
please.
very logical. Dad sees things in a logical manner.
Please.
He's
You
not,
were 7, Maureen, you were 7 years old when he died. Your father would be, he'd be furious with you for even thinking that way. Your father would identify with the man.
What?
What do you mean? You don't know what you're talking about, Maureen.
Oh, Mom, this is why I feel like I am the only one in the family. I'm not Sweet Debbie. I don't see like you do. There's nobody
Maureen,
on my side.
Maureen, that's weird. It's weird that you know the father, and you're not going to tell the father that you're having his child, and you're going to have a child and not tell the child the father is living right there in LA?
Well, I haven't figured
Where does
that
this
through
come
yet.
from?
No, it happens all the time. But then there's the whole complication. I mean, he was a nice guy. I just too clingy. I don't want him
Maureen,
around
this isn't
all the time.
entirely, sweetie, this isn't just about you. This is about your child. How many months pregnant are you?
5, I think.
5 months pregnant.
It's gonna happen.
It is.
I'm not gonna change my mind. I mean, I wasn't gonna change my mind in the first place.
You're going to have this baby, and the baby comes into this world, and what name? What name do you give the baby?
I don't know. I don't want to know the sex of it yet. I decided I'll
I'm not
wait.
talking about the first name. I'm talking about the surname.
My name. The baby will be a Toby. I don't want the baby to have somebody else's name. It's my baby.
Oh my gosh, Maureen.
I didn't know.
Your
about
father would not think this was all right. Don't go there. Your father would not think this is all right. Your father would wonder, as I am, where did this girl come from? I can't believe this. I can't believe this. The man wants to know.
that. Men don't.
The
don't know.
man
if-
wants to know. Well, why don't you give him a chance?
he's-
Why don't you give the guy a chance? Tell him that you're pregnant, and if he wants to be involved with the child, you'd say no?
No, I wouldn't say no.
Maybe
I'm
you
not
don't
ready
even
to
have
deal with it now.
Maybe
the
you don't.
consequences.
You're ready, Maureen. Maybe you don't even have to marry him.
Well,
Maybe you don't have to get married. But think about your child having a relationship with her father. Look at how you admire your father, how you think about your father. You're going to deny your daughter or son, whichever you're going to have, a father?
No, that's not true. But you raised us without Dad. I can afford a nanny. I don't need. I have lots of good male friends that would be really good role models. I don't need the baby's father in there. I mean, I'm not ready to deal with that. I think he's great. He's fine. He's too great sometimes, and I saw him.
What do you mean you saw him?
Well, I saw him in the grocery store before I came out here.
So?
Well, he kind of looked at me, but I don't think he could tell.
Oh, I see.
But
I see. Did you talk to each other?
yeah, we talked to each other. I talked to him about the conference that I was just getting ready to come out to. So he knew I was going to be gone, which is good because I have time, and he didn't know how long I'd be out here. I told him I might stay for a little while. So
You said you don't think he was aware that you were pregnant. How do you know that? What if you see him
he
again?
might have thought.
Wait a minute,
But
Maureen.
guys don't ask. You shouldn't
Okay,
ask.
okay.
So,
What if you bump into him again before you have this baby? What if you
well,
bump into him again after you have the baby?
then he'll
Wouldn't
know.
somebody say, "Oh, what a nice baby"? Did you get married? Uh, um, Essentially, who's the baby's father? And if he ever asked you that directly or indirectly, what would you say? You don't know? It was artificial insemination? You haven't thought this through, sweetie. You haven't thought this through. This isn't okay.
Yeah,
I mean, you're a smart girl and you're very logical, but, well, you haven't been a mother before. And I guess you're not able to fully identify with what that's like. Well, you haven't been there. How could you? But
I haven't been a father either, and neither is he. So he's not gonna have an opinion on it.
yeah, well, he's not pregnant, and right now he doesn't know that he is the father
No.
of some baby. He doesn't know. And you could always keep it a secret from him. You could.
Which I kind of thought I would do until I bumped into him. I hadn't seen him in a really long time, so obviously.
I don't get it, Maureen. I don't get it. I don't get it.
This is why I didn't want to bring it up. I did. I mean, I knew I would have to tell you, but I didn't. I didn't want to bring it up this way.
Uh-huh. Okay, so how would you bring this up? I mean, one day you were going to present me with a baby, and then you were going to say, oh, well, you could have lied. You know what? You could have told me. You should have told me that it was artificial insemination.
I'm not good at lying.
Because if you think I can let this go, I can't. I'm not just thinking about you. I'm thinking about that baby. I'm thinking about the baby.
Baby's going to be fine. The baby's going to have an uncle. The baby's going to have an aunt and cousins.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And we'll come visit you. And I've got a lot of great guy friends in LA. And I think I don't like it that much, but I'm planning on staying there. So, they're kind of like a family away from home. They'll step in. The baby will have good people around it. It doesn't necessarily have to be clingy father who wants to be with me because he feels it's his duty to be with me.
I don't know what to say.
Another thing, I mean, you did it on your own, Mom.
Did what on my own?
Raised us on your own. And we had Marie, but Dad was gone, and you only got married once, and you didn't even keep him around very long. I mean,
Wait a
I
minute.
don't.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Let's go back here. I had 3 children. You were the oldest. The next one was your sister Debbie, and the next one was your brother David. You were 7, he was 5, she was 5, David was 3. So this isn't something I chose. I had children with your father. Your father died, and I looked after you 3 kids, and I loved doing it, and I had help. Marie was there. Thank God for Marie. I don't know where I ever, how God gave her to me, but thank God. Okay, so we had wonderful Marie helping me look after you kids. It was very difficult to do. You guys, you remembered your dad more than Debbie and David did, but they always followed your lead. You were the big sister. They followed your lead, so they asked me about Dad. Always, when there were school meetings, whatever it was, where's Daddy? Where's Daddy? Where's Daddy? Apparently you don't
Yeah.
remember that. I did it on my own, but I didn't start out the same way you did. I didn't choose not to tell the father. And you kids throughout your lives were missing your dad.
But we knew him.
And your child should know his or her father. That's right, you knew him. And I didn't spend as much time with you as I would have liked.
Yeah,
I
and
was
you were
working,
always
okay,
gone.
okay. Well, I wasn't gone. I was in the office seeing patients. And I know you resented that, but I did the best I could to make as much money as I could. I was afraid the money was going to run out, the money your dad had left. I kept working. I worked as hard as I could. I went to your school meetings. I managed to do all that stuff. It isn't easy, but I didn't choose to do it that way.
Well, maybe it would be easier because I'm choosing to do it this way.
No, sweetie, it isn't easier because your child is going to want to know who its father is. Now, there are children who are born of artificial insemination, and if that's what you had done, then there's a way of dealing with that. But that is not what happened here, and you really can't get away with it.
Well, there I could read the books and on how adoptive parents handle situations when that comes up and when it's
Maureen,
time to tell
do you
them.
want
And
all the rest of us to lie for you too?
no, no.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
But I'm not really lying. I just haven't told anybody but
No,
you.
when your child is up and running around, and if any questions come up, and certainly as the child gets older, who's my daddy? Sometimes they want to look up. I don't know whether it's possible or not to find out from the sperm bank. I guess people do find out. And so what do you want all of us to tell the child? Well, we have no idea who the father is. Well, actually, I don't know who the father is. I guess it wouldn't
See?
be a
You're
lie.
okay.
I don't know who he is.
Yeah. I'll figure it out. It's less fair to him if I tell him
Maureen,
than
it's not just about you. It's about this kid you're carrying. It's about the kid. And if something happens to you, there's another parent around to take care of him or her. Excuse me. What about that?
Yeah, that would be good. I don't think it's what I want, but
So you'll tell him.